Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Races Driving League for Season 15, round number 15 of the championship here at the Italian Grand Prix at the fabulous Autodromo di Monza. I'm your main host, Zach RC. Alongside me once again, after missing off last week, it is Touch with Hope. Hope, you missed a very entertaining race last time round.
I know, yep, uni work does drag you down sometimes, and unfortunately get to miss out on a great race at Zandvoort, which I love Zandvoort, I love driving it, and I can imagine watching it was just as good. But we're here at Monza, Temple of Speed, very, very excited to be back in the commentary booth.
Definitely, and I'll tell you what else I'm excited for. Today was the sport update, which we've been waiting quite a while for. So for those of you who are unaware, the sport update is basically where the cars within the game are now look like how they do in real life. So which the big thing being the removal of the addition again of the side pods on the Mercedes. So there is your championship leader. Sorry, he's not. That's no championship. That's BJ, the teammate to the championship leader, with a now side pod covered Mercedes. So the cars look very nice indeed. I'm looking forward to what should be some fantastic racing at the Temple of Speed.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited for this race. Obviously, it goes round in a flash, so we have to be on it here in the commentary booth, but the speed you carry into like turn one, it's just ridiculous, and it always provides good racing. But before we get into that, obviously I want to congratulate you, Zach, on 2 years of commentary into league racing. Very, very happy to have you here in the RDL, and it's a pleasure to be alongside you.
Thank you very much, and I do greatly enjoy having you alongside me as well. So as perhaps just to keep us going here, do you want to hop on board with PJ and take us on a lap of Monza?
Of course, well, going through the parabolica there, the grip goes, but it comes back just on the exit. You'd be very, very tentative on the throttle there, making sure you don't spin out, barreling towards turn one. DRS after the start-finish line. This is crucial here, making sure you don't make that move too early. Hard braking zone for turn one, 100% brake, cutting it, touching the apex on the right, then on the left, beautifully, using all the track on the outside. 1, 2, done. Going through 3. Lovely right. I know. Keep as far to the right as possible. Keep to the right. Keep to the right. Keep to the right. No need to brush out to the left. Only if you are going to defend. Another tight braking zone. This is where all the corners are really made up. Are in these chicanes. Very hard braking zones. Great for overtaking. The 2 Lesmos. 1 going on the exit. Lovely there. And then 2. These are so fast, but are so easy to invalidate. As we see PJ just go out wide there. A little bit, another DRS. Activation zone, my mind just went blank on what the word was there. Another hard braking zone into Ascari, I want to say it is.
Right, yeah.
And it looks like PJ will be backing out of this lap maybe, or just taking it easy, making sure we get time on the board. It is crucial to have a time on the board here. Though it's easy to overtake, you want to obviously start as high up in the field as you can. Barreling towards Parabolica, 205 miles an hour. Take it wide on the entry, tight on the exit, gonna hold it up and push as fast as you can, and going obviously into the pits after backing out on that lap. But it looks very good first sector there from PJ.
Definitely, and Zach Sherman come across the line to finish his first lap. First time on the board, 1 minute 20.347. It was a solid lap from PJ, but of course had to just back out of at the end. Not sure what he did towards the end of the run. We always have to keep an eye on these guys. And as you said, Pope, track limits can be crucial in corners such as the chicanes. Ethan goes fastest there, 1 minute 20.265. Dan now back in the Red Bull for hopefully the remainder of the season after that unsuccessful stint at Haas. I'm sure you won't mind me saying so. Of course, so yeah, number of changes in that respect. And a return for Che back to full-time racing. Of course, missed out the first segment of the season, came back with some reserve appearances every so often as Nicholas Mayer goes fastest alongside BJ on the front row. Look at that, 300 of a second separating them right now. Very tight already to start things off. And we've got an eye on Salve Grumio as well. Comes off the last corner here, but a slow lap here. I think he's backed off at some stage. 1 minute 30.5. And I doubt we'll see that time stick there for long, Pope.
No, definitely not. Grumio needs to really push back now. He's had not a great start to the season, a midpoint. Here we are now. You need to be on it for these last few races going into the final stint. He's not been on it this season. This is not a typical Grumio performance, but you can never count Grumio out. You could probably go and see him win here by 20 seconds. You would never say never.
I can definitely see a victory coming from the reigning champion tonight. But of course, I think for him, I think probably the main priority aside from winning a race will be trying to get points for the Constructors' Championship for Alpine. Of course, so they sit 59 points back from Mercedes. Remember earlier in the season, Pope, this season was largely between Alpine and Alfa Romeo. Mercedes bringing up the rear in 3rd place, but it's swung in their favour massively. BJ and Fan have really got on it, and now they're on course to seal the Constructors' Championship if they can carry things on. And Fan, 27 points clear looks to be on to win his first Drivers' Championship, unless Sniper can do something huge in the last few races. As Fan crosses the line for P3 there. But yes, those two, the two Silver Arrows, largely on top right now.
Yeah, the Mercedes team has been fantastic. I remember at Belgium complimenting their teamwork. It was just incredible to watch, and I think that's what's really played into their hands, that they have such a good relationship as teammates. As Grebo there goes P3 with a 119.8, definitely wanting to improve there after a small mistake in Ascari. So I think for Mercedes, they've let the teamwork get to them. I think especially with Alpine Sniper coming in hot, full of confidence, it's probably not done well for the constructors, and we've seen that with a 59-point margin. However, individually, these drivers are still two of the quickest that we have here in the RDL. But obviously, Nicholas on pole right now on the medium tyres is making a real name for himself here in the RDL.
It's his third race, and again, he's on course to try and nab pole position. Of course, long way still to go, Pope. Just under 12 minutes in the running of this qualifying session, but he's been up there since Belgium. He made his debut, put himself on pole, led the run to the first corner. Just missed out in Zandvoort. Unlucky at his home race to go out in a collision with, I believe it was with Dan, as Zach retires from the session in the pit lane. As far as I'm aware, I can't see him on the circuit, so I'll assume that's pit lane retirement. But yeah, he's done fantastically. I'd say unfortunate to not score last time out, but I think he's back with a vengeance here. And from what we saw in the Discord pub, he seemed quite confident going into tonight's one. Of course, he could correct me if I'm wrong, but he seemed like he's perhaps in a very good state of mind for tonight's race, and it's just showing now. He's quite way in front, foot in the race pole, with BJ coming back out trying to beat him.
Yeah, no, Dan's just set 119.9. It's great to see him back in a Red Bull, hopefully with confidence under his seat. I think the Haas stint really just did not play well for him, but back in Red Bull, back to where we regularly see Dan. Dan loves being in a Red Bull, so it's nice to see him back there. But yeah, I think Nicholas has come in with confidence as well, but we've seen it with Sniper, and the confidence can sometimes be a detriment, especially when you're riding high. The RDL's a different fight here. Honestly, I've been there. It's different pressure.
Definitely, indeed, of course. Yeah, as you say, you've been there. What is it? What does it take mentally to keep yourself in with a good chance of winning the title?
You have to keep calm, especially in the races where you know you're going to be fast. I mean, obviously for myself, Monaco, I'll always say it's my best track, and I would like to say I'm pretty damn rapid at it. But at the same time, you also have to think, okay, let's have other plans of maybe qualifying doesn't go well, maybe I invalidate. You need all these other plans in your head, and not to let yourself bog down like that. As JB goes 1 with a 119.1. Fumbling now.
Where did that come from?
JB and Ferrari hopefully bringing a nice win home for Tifosi. I think they'd absolutely adore that.
Definitely, it's been a long time coming for them. Of course, Ferrari, for as long as I've been here, haven't been the most successful team in the RDL. Regular mid-table finishes for them. But yeah, they'd be loving a win. They've got a podium or two already this season from Lucky and JB. I think they've both got one at different times. But yeah, definitely. But in terms of going back to just the mental challenge, Pope, do you still remember the elation crossing the line knowing you won the championship?
Well, actually, I knew I won the... Well, obviously you don't know until you finish, but I knew I won the championship midway through the races. I think BJ retired or something like that. So it's more about, okay, I've got the championship under my belt. I just need to come, bring it home in the points. And it was at that point where, as soon as you cross the line, it's like, oh my lord, I don't need to worry anymore. We had a few races left to go. We still had Jeddah, which was fantastic to drive for the first time, which shows you how long ago it was. But no, there's a lot of joy. But at the same time, the rest of that race was absolute nightmare for me. I was so nervous.
That would have been a few weeks before I joined the league, so we're looking at perhaps late 2021, early 2022. Because I think my first race was like
late 2021.
Yeah, like, for me, my first race here was like the first or second week of last year, so a long time ago at this point. So I'm nearing 2 years in this league, which is quite mad to think about. I mean, it's just been race after race. We've done a good 73, 74 races to this point, so it's always good. I mean, if I have a count here, Silverstone was round 11, correct?
Correct.
Since then we've done Hungary, Belgium. Oh, BJ goes fastest over the line there, beating
BJ. Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, this BJ and JB on the front row.
Second above his teammate, a Fan. But we're going to definitely see a bit of teamwork between these two.
Oh, I see
a little bit later on, I think.
Ferrari, JB off in the gravel. Sorry to cut you
I
off
think
there.
JB's trundling home. No, I think trundling home with low fuel mode, but you can see the Mercedes team so confident of just giving each other that little assistance. It's incredible to watch, and it's really, really showing us. For some reason, it says Dan's got the fastest lap. I
The
know that's not right.
Yeah, there's some kind of glitch.
Yeah.
That was to
Sort of
expect.
glitch there,
There's been a patch today, so I think that it was always going to happen at some stage. But as far as where the cars are still equal, which is a positive for us, that's all we really need. As long as they can operate an online
and
race.
Is now,
And now it's given to
Emery's now-
Websy as well, so something's going on. But we've got the board here. We know it's still on top.
Is what it is. But yeah, gonna go on and speak about Websy actually. Dark horse this season for me has been one of the best drivers this season. Has come out of the blue after a good season. Always consistent is Websy, but oh my lord, he's been performing at the top. Obviously, losing out last week at Zandvoort by what was it, 0.003.
3,000 of a
That's
second.
ridiculous.
Yeah, comes Van over the line. Van goes. Oh, and I thought he'd gone fastest, but no, he's 2/10 down on BJ.
Very close to his
start
teammate,
playing
though.
tricks with us. I have to keep an eye out.
I know, yeah, ahead of Nicholas. So Nicholas has set a new time on those soft tyres. I'm pretty certain. Which
yes,
is-
I believe that is.
yeah.
That's true. I see Grimio coming for the last.
So-
So keep an eye on him. Carry on.
Romeo is gonna be crossing the line. Expected pole. Person's going for pole position here.
105.
No.
But he's on the
On
mediums.
P5,
but
but
it's close.
119.4 on a medium, so we'll see. But BJ and Fan doing fantastic well, but for JB's come out there with an absolute rocket of a lap, so well done to him. And then Mercedes, obviously, McLaren's, who have been so consistently in the points, it's actually kind of shocked me. Like, obviously, they've not probably performed as well as they hope they can, but I think today's a great race. We got obviously some smaller numbers, which is a bit unusual, so a better chance for these drivers to gain some of the higher points.
Definitely, I mean, all to play for, as it always is at Monza. We'll just have to keep an eye on everyone, make sure everyone stays out of trouble, because there can be chaos to this circuit as well. I think back to a couple of seasons ago, there was a crash.
Weather.
Che and Grumio fought on the last lap last season. I believe there was contact at Ascari. I think one of them went off on the gravel.
Yeah, that was, I think, heating up during their battle. I think that was probably one of the highest points of tension, and they were absolute squabbling. I'm trying to think of myself if I've ever won Monza. I don't think I have here in the RDL. It's a very
Not
hard
here.
track, and like us,
You haven't
Not
won it
here?
here, but you've won it in the Takeover Racing League. You won it last race of season 2. That was your little 4-race streak. That was the third one. Oh, Che goes fastest.
and then we and then Che.
An actual pole time. Here we go.
119.0. There we go. Exactly. The fastest lap is hopefully going to actually be the fastest lap now. 119.028. Good lap there by Che. First one on the board. So still trying to get the grips to the car. Obviously a bit of reserve. Has made appearances. And now back as full time, like you said before, which is great to see. Che's a fantastic driver. And it just adds a little bit more pressure to the likes of Sniper, who was doing so well. And now you've got Che back. Grumio making more regular appearances, going to try and get that consistency up, and then obviously the two Mercedes who have been absolutely fire form.
He's got a lot of challenges to get around if he wants his hands on that first RDL championship. I mean, he's been in front for quite a way now. He's held the points lead almost outright, I think, since that first win for him back in Spain. I think you were there for that one, weren't you?
Spain, I'm not too sure.
That Max, no.
No, I think
that was one of your reserve ones. So you were in the race that day. Cause we tried to do POV hot lap and it didn't quite work.
Oh yeah, my wheel still isn't fixed.
Is it not? Wow.
No.
I have to find someone to sort that out at some stage. But yeah, anyway. Moving on from depressing point. We've only got a few minutes left to go here, so we're pretty looking at those last runs. Majority of cars in the pit lane at this stage, but a few of them are not.
Yeah, Che, with a slight issue there. I think going into AI a little bit too early, just planted him into the wall, and he's trundling through the pit lane. Hopefully we'll get there before the end of the session. We've got 3 minutes left, Che. You might want to pick up that speed a little bit. I do want to make mention though, the top 6 in the driver standings currently in the RDL have never won a championship.
That is all
driver's
very
champ.
true, yes. And there's 93 points covered them. I'd say the championship probably be out of reach for those drivers. But yeah, it's been fantastic if I'm being honest. Well, see, this is what happens without
great.
Grumio or Landlord at the top of the picture.
exactly. And Pope.
Yeah. Keep saying that. Anyway. Oh, fan off in the gravel there. Exit turn number 2. I think he won over the De La Rocha chicane. Wait, no, De La Rocha is the one further down, isn't it? I forget what the first chicane's called here.
I call it the first chicane.
I think I call it the first chicane too. De La Rocha is the one down after the after this right-hander, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that the Piratella chicane?
I think.
That sounds right.
It's a chicane. It's turn 1 and 2. That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, it's called turn 1. It works either way. 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes to go. I'll tell you what, JB is still sitting there in 3rd place. I know we normally get a flurry of last laps being set, but he could be on for a top 3 start here if Fan doesn't improve. That could be unlikely given
definitely.
that he's on the fresh softs. You never know. He could put another blind of a lap in himself. He's on one now. He comes towards the split. He's only just up as he goes around the outside of one of the Williams cars. I believe that is Webbsy on the circuit. Oh my God, Courtney Goblin's out the circuit. It is Courtney Goblin. It's not a drill. He's out on the circuit in qualifying. This is a rarity. And I know he probably doesn't like me pointing out so often, but oh, BJ goes fastest. In the first high 18 of the night. And he's pulled the car
118.9, great lap there by BJ. JB back out of the lap, and Nicholas now goes into P3 with a 119.1. Maybe time for one more lap. Not too sure. Yeah, time for one more lap, I can imagine.
Yeah, definitely should think so. I have to wait and see who can make it to the line in time. I think we're probably looking at Webbsy for the last one to make it round. I doubt anyone else actually go for it at this stage. So I have to wait and see here. I think everyone should get a last lap in. Oh, Dan out of the session. Did he crash the car or is he? Where is he? Is he in the pits? I think he's in the pits. He's in the pits. In the lobby. Right, final minute of the session. And we're waiting now. The next 2 cars to come around tonight. It's Ethan who's on a timed run. He needs to get around there to have his final lap. And I see Webbsy there as well. Shane, I think chances are won't make it to the flag because he's probably came out a bit too late. Webbsy is really taking his time. He's kind of got to hurry up to get himself back into the action in time, as he really puts on the afterburners now. Off of Parabolica and off to start that final lap. So we'll keep an eye on these guys here. Next car round tonight will be Grumio. Not sure how his first and second splits have been, but the checkered flag no doubt about to fall. He might have time for one more lap here. It's going to be very close. He may get 1 minute 18. This could be very tight indeed. Is the qualifying driver back? Oh, he's just missed out. But he's got time for one more. BJ is slow. Not going to set another one. He's kind of in the way there off of Ascari. He's on the racing line a little bit. Che is not improving right now. Oh, he wasn't improving in Sector 1. He is now. He's up by a 10th. Almost 2 tenths. It could be pole for him here. Nicholas is slow. Fan over the line stays in P5. JB has got 2 cars in his way there, and that was not a fantastic place for the retired BJ to be. Keep an eye on Che here, who's going to have a number of cars. He's blocking his way in the last corner. They've got to get out of the way for him. It's going to be very close as he comes towards the line. Can Che stick it on pole? He can!
Welcome back, Che. 118.8. Just over a 10th. That is, what a way to mark your full-time return. Shame there for JB getting backlogged there and the end of the middle sector, going into the first sector. He actually purpled sector 2 as well on my screen. So that could have been a really good lap by JB, but such a shame there. That's how crowded it gets around the circuit.
Webbsy, the last car of the line there, takes P7, and that wraps things up. So Che, on his return to full-time driving, puts himself back on pole. Pope is like he never left.
Yeah, and I wish he didn't, because he's a fantastic driver, but he's back now, and let's see if he can keep this momentum going into the race. It will be tough, especially with how the DRS works on this year's game. The grid is split by P1 and P10 is split by just over a second, P11 if you will. So they're going to be very close. The DRS racing will be really tight, and I can't wait to see some of these new faces like Nicholas and hopefully Imri, who will push his way up the field, no doubt, fighting with these top guys.
So look at your top 10 then before we go for the intermission. So Che on pole, he'll lead BJ and Grimio's turn 1, that's your top 3. Nicholas down in 4th, Fan 5th. Championship leader looking to try and extend his advantage with Sniper not in the picture. JB in 6th, Webbsy 7th, Lucky Lambert 8th, Ethan 9th, and PJ joins his McLaren teammate in the top 10. So that's your starting order. We're back in a few minutes time. We'll start the race kicking off at 7:41. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to round 15 of the Championship, the Racers Driving League Season 15 Italian Grand Prix. Myself and Pope here tonight to bring you through all the action. I'd say, I'll be honest, Pope, in terms of your Drivers' Championship, right now, with Sniper out the picture, it's Fans' Championship to lose. Would you agree with that?
I would agree. I mean, we go back a few weeks ago to where we asked Sniper about the championship. He had full confidence. If I was Sniper right now, I would not be having that same amount of confidence. It's not looking great, but never say never here in the RDL. People have won it from further back, so you can't rule someone out. But in favour, yeah, it's definitely Fans.
We'll have to wait and see in that respect. And of course, the big highlight in qualifying was of course, JB's incredible first lap in the Ferrari. Briefly slot himself in the front row. So, do the Ferraris have something in the race today, do you think?
If they hit the strategy right, then definitely. I think strategy is underrated here in Monza. You have to make sure you get that undercut perfectly. Especially with how the tyres work on this year's game. Obviously, the overcut was very, very powerful last year. It's the undercut this year. And this circuit always favours the undercut anyway. So, it'll be nice to see what happens at the end of the race when the tyres are worn out a little bit and the driving becomes a little bit more tense. We saw that very, very well in Belgium. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to see what happens as the lights go out for the formation lap.
Looking forward to this one, of course. Monza, there's always that sense of magic and excitement. Drivers breaking the boundaries in terms of what they can do, and there's always just bends the law, cuts the rules. Drivers dare to risk it all a bit more. So we'll see who emerges on top. I'd say, honestly, in this case, it's anyone's race. I can see a shock winner tonight, but I can also see someone predictable. I see Che on pole there, BJ alongside him for the run down to the first corner. Very long run to that first turn. So we could potentially see Grumio in the lead by turn 1 should he nail the start. So I have to wait and see with those guys. Of course, number of cars who could still stop them. Only 15 cars in the race tonight, sorry. So slightly smaller grid, but we should be in for a fantastic race regardless, as Connie Godden and Imri take the last 2 spots on the grid, and we wait now for the lights at the Temple of Speed. For the Italian Grand Prix, round number 15 of the Championship. Let's kick the fires, light the tyres. It's lights out, foot to the floor. Go, go, go. And Zach Sherman away with a terrible start at the back there. Falls down to last place. Che over BJ, going towards the first corner. I see Williams on the grass there as they run towards Thomas Websey. Trying to go around the outside into the first corner. They come here. It looks like everyone's kept it largely clean. Nicholas Mayer on the outside of JB. Grumio has fallen back to 5th here. Not a good start for the reigning champion. He's got one back off of JB for 4th place now. The field stretched out to come through Curva Grande for the first time. Che is away. BJ there behind him. Lucas trying to make a move. Nicholas follows suit in 3rd, but he's got Grumio all over him here as they run towards the De La Rocha chicane. Through they go. Nicholas away with the threat. Top 3, Che, BJ, Nicholas. Good start.
Great start there by Che. Imri just making an absolute mental dive bomb there into the second chicane, pushing Fan off track. It looks like it's hindered more than it's helped Imri. Now he's stuck behind the Ferrari of Lucky, who is going to want a good performance here to police Tifosi. As well as JB, who's in P6 on those medium tyres, looking to get Websey. Obviously, Websey on those soft tyres, so expecting a little bit more pace in comparison, but really good start by, I think, as Grumio is round.
Oh, Grumio's round it. Exit with Scari. There goes the reigning champion. And I believe the reigning winner of this race off the circuit. And now he's got a lot of work to do down there in P15. And perhaps the chances of the champion winning today have taken a significant blow as we start lap number 2 of this race. Here comes the Nicholas on the outside. The toe is mental down this main straight for the Alfa Romeo. And BJ closing on Che too. BJ to the inside going into turn number 1 here. Very tight between them. Che later on the brakes keeps it in front but gives BJ the room on the outside. Zach Sherman pulling into the pit lane. He's out of the race this early on. But Che narrowly wards off the threat from BJ. And he's got Nicholas still right there behind him. Keep an eye on that topo because it's absolutely mental going towards that first corner.
Yeah, it looks like the lower downforce setup there for BJ, making him a rocket ship in the straights, even defending from Nicholas, who's behind it. He's got a great little switchback move there on the Che. Can he keep it? No, he backs out of it. These guys are going to be squabbling. This is what we expected, especially when the DRS gets activated. It is going to be tight between these top 3.
And keep an eye on Websey in 4th place there as well. Very, very close to these leaders all of a sudden. He's come flying up. Started back in P7. He's now up 3 places. Driver has gained the most is actually Imri. He's up 6 since the start, going for a last to first of all approach. So his opening to this race has been fantastic, given the poor luck he's received in his first 2 races. So we're looking forward to seeing what he can do tonight. So like a Liam Lawson esque situation, especially given he's in that AlphaTauri. So we'll see what he can do when DRS comes into play. But for Fan there, not a great start. Started in P5, he's now down to 8th.
Yep, Fan on those medium tyres, obviously expected to probably lose 1 or 2 positions on the soft runners, but it's not a great start. But remember, it's a championship, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
There we go, 3 wide.
He doesn't need to worry too much.
Websy.
Websy.
All the way to the inside.
Can he keep it there? Still 3 wide going through turn 1 as they all follow through on Websy now into P3, making that move on Nicholas. Obviously on those soft tyres, going to make the most out of those tyres right now.
He's the only drivers go for them at the start of the race, and they're paying off for him this early on. It's crucial from this first stint goes correctly. Otherwise, you can probably kiss goodbye the chance of this race. Shane make a move here. Shane up to P5, doing a fantastic job for the Haas team. Of course, both Haas cars in the race tonight. They're looking at the bottom of the championship, but they're looking at some good points right now. And Che being full time should now help things for them.
So I'm just having a couple of technical issues on my side. If you want to just carry on for us, that's all right.
By all means, I can see. Oh, yellow flag. That's Imri. Imri has crashed it at the exit. The second Lesmo. He's lost the car, and the race is over. No safety car. We keep on racing here. That puts Grimion up 2 places, up to P13 now. But Imri, I think due to the disconnected early on in qualifying when he joined the session, and his setup just not used to it. So experience issues. I mean, he was fantastic in the first 2 laps, but unfortunately the race will not go his way today. On to lap 4 here. Websy to the right hand side, looking for second off BJ. Now going for the lead off from Che. Almost going 3 abreast again into turn 1. Websy trying to pull clear, but Che is so much later on the brakes than anyone else. But Websy's still there with him. BJ looking at the inside of turn 2 if he can get there. Can't quite do it, but Websy now in second place, and the Williams is gunning for that top spot.
Yeah, sorry, we are now back to that. A little slight issue on my end. And Websy going to go to the inside of Che.
Oh, BJ. Oh, that was a tense moment.
Too close for comfort from BJ. Obviously, Websy's been such a dark horse this season so far. He's been absolutely incredible, showing pace that has always been there, but fighting with the leaders now nearly every race. It's just incredible to watch.
Always fun. Always good to see the dark horse up there. The Williams team, of course, haven't had the best luck in the last few seasons. It's good to see them on top here. And of course, pushing Red Bull for P4 in the constructors if Websy can keep up the solid run of points. And Courtney Goblin, if he can get himself up in the order as well, because he had a pretty good race at Zandvoort last time out, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. I could be forgetting that from last week. A lot happened in a week between these 2 races, but yeah, Williams could be on course for a decent finish. Definitely top half, I'd say. But Ferrari, we run them down. Of course, JB back down 7th place now, chasing Fan as he carry on to lap number 5 here. We'll see what Webster can do this time. I think he's going for the lead this time round. If he can try and clear Che to pull all the way to the right hand side, going to get in front if he can. Yes, he does get in front, and Che's got to pull to the inside. Oh, very close to contact there, but Websy now assuming the lead here at Monza.
Nose to gearbox there through turn 1, but making sure Websy keeps that car pointed forward. Now Websy needs to just push as much as he can, make the most out of those tyres. He's done very well here, but 5 laps in, these tyres might just start scrubbing a little bit. Won't be going off just yet, but will definitely not have the pace they started with.
Definitely. We've seen how the softs can drop off massively. Oh, very loose there through the first. Che giving him a little love tap here, so we could be on for another lead change when they go into Ascari this time round. Keep an eye on this fight as the Haas gets DRS deployed and uses battery as well. He's going all out, wanting to take this lead spot back, but perhaps putting himself under risk, Pope, when they go towards turn 1. He's practically shoving Websy there into the corner. Very, very close. As you said earlier, nose to gearbox. He keeps his line here, but he's setting himself up for off Parabolicos. Nicholas briefly going for it off of BJ. The 2 Dutch drivers going wheel to wheel here, but potentially down this next main straight if BJ doesn't try and take the lead. Because you can take it from 3rd place. That's how strong the DRS is.
I was going to say, yeah, obviously Websy will not be having DRS, but Che will. But that exit from BJ is fantastic. And he already positions himself well inside Che. So this could be a nice
go for it onto the grass.
Nice.
Websy gets swallowed. Oh, contact! BJ across the circuit. And Che off for turn 1.
Not too sure what's happened there. Che's completely spun around and he's beached. He is beached on the curve there.
That's reset.
Obviously having to reset the strategy. Yeah. So this has just shaped the race completely now. Obviously, you've got Websy and BJ both with time penalties for the corner cutting. But that means Nicholas is now really set up well to go into P1 unless BJ can really use the pace that he's got and the ERS he's got built up.
Now, does Websy have damage here? I don't think any actually got damage in that collision. I'm not quite sure. I think BJ perhaps a bit too aggressive, trying the outside. Websy just got swallowed. Probably wasn't aware of the Mercedes on his left-hand side, which is fair enough given that he was on the edge of the racing line. But of course, we won't post judgment. Obviously, we'll leave that to the stewards after the race once it's over. But those time penalties should suffice for the time being. As this now leaves Nicholas and shockingly Shane, who I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, obviously isn't normally up here battling for podium positions or race wins. So we're looking at a revitalised Haas team who have now got one driver down the order, but the other one is now up there making strides. As now Nicholas looking at BJ on the outside for the race lead as they go towards turn 1, pulls alongside his fellow Dutchman, the two compatriots into turn 1. BJ later on the brakes, Shane behind them, Websy there in 4th. He's got to probably get around these guys fast before his tyres go off again. Oh, yellow flag, and that is... Oh, that's a number of cars got off. That's fan off the circuit there. And there may have been collision potentially with someone, not quite sure who. I saw Dan get a warning I think for exceeding track limits. So it could be something there, but not sure.
As well. Yeah, I think people are struggling into turn 1, that braking zone catching people out these cars. Obviously, the first time we're driving these 2023 cars around this Monza circuit, and probably the first time they've been braking from that speed to that slow. It's real different for these guys. Obviously, you have to sacrifice a lot in the aero department for straight line speed around this circuit, so it might be catching a few drivers off guard, but nonetheless, it's still creating a lot of exciting racing for us here in the commentary booth.
Definitely. I see Shane and Websy have fallen away from Nicholas and BJ now, so it's now a straight fight between the two Dutch drivers gunning for the top spot here. As we'll keep an eye on the battle for 3rd place. It'll be the battle for the last spot on the roster. And JB has got PJ closing on into Parabolica. He's got his teammate Lucky behind him there in P7. We'll keep an eye on the two leaders here. Nicholas with a good exit. DRS now wide open on the new side pod fitted Mercedes. As he goes against the new side pod fitted Mercedes. As he goes around the outside and gets clear at turn 1. Could BJ come back at him? Not going to try it. Websy maintains, gets up into P3 now. And PJ up in front of JB into the braking zone as well. They're very tight into that first corner on the exit. It looks like PJ's got him.
Yeah, great racing between those two. A lot of respect there shown. And that was just fantastic. P6 and P7 for the Ferraris. Maybe P8 with Dan on the inside. Turn into the outside of Lucky. We'll see who breaks later here.
It's Dan who gets in front. Oh, JB! A bit of a mistake there through the chicane. And now everyone's getting out behind him. I see Cotley got into the inside of Dan. Into the Lesmo. Oh. Oh, that's Websy. Something's gone wrong here. There's been a problem with some kind, Pope. I'm not entirely sure what.
There's a lot of things going a little bit skew with here right now. I'm not too sure what's going on, but you see JB and Dan fighting together. Everyone's just going completely off track. That's a free wide. This is...
Are you still in the race?
Crazy squad blood. I think I am.
I think I've been disconnected. Right, so I'm gonna... Okay, so I'll reconnect myself. Do you want to just carry this on, so like a Radio 5 Live kind of thing? And I'll get myself sorted.
Of course. So, JB and Dan seem to just have a little incident there. JB spin round, now sitting back into P13, while BJ takes the lead back from Nicholas, with Websy just behind. Websy making those soft tyres last a very long time, doing really well here so far during this race. Dan and Fan battling. Fan creeping his way up to P6 through all the squabbling, going to try and chase down PJ, maybe to try and get that last spot on the podium, obviously. No penalty next to his name so far, so looking good for Fan, looking good for the current leader of the championship, needing just some more points just to get against Sniper. Both Ferraris now are both actually in P12 and P13. Are you back in a race? I should be able to, yeah. I do not. Anyway, guys, I'll still trying my best to commentate as we go along. Obviously, a big squabble in there between really, I think it's P9 till P12. 3 cars going all into the Parabolica. It's Che, Grumio, then Ethan, then Lucky, all trying to fight for these low end points. Obviously, Grumio and Che, a rivalry that was so good to watch in the past season when them two were squabbling for the championship. We're going to see it back on track all over again. Che goes to the inside of Grumio, takes it before turn 1's braking zone. And that leaves Che in P9, Grumio P10 with Lucky P11. Heading back to the top, it's 1/10 separates the top two, with BJ still taking that lead. Both on the hard tyres, so they'll be going long into this race. Maybe going and strapping on a set of softs near the end of the race, or maybe even mediums a little bit earlier on to get better tyres towards the end. Obviously, it's going to be really hard on the last few laps, especially if you are on those soft tyres. Websy sitting 1.5 seconds behind the leaders, with Shane 7 tenths behind. Then a nice gap to PJ, who's very much leading a train now of the rest of the grid, with no car being separated by a second until JB, who is 7 seconds behind P12. Fan trying to make a move before the Parabolica here. If he can, obviously, lower on ERS than PJ and on those same tyres. So it's not been the best start for Fan, as we previously mentioned in this race. But I'm sure he's going to be able to pick up the pace when he gets into clearer air. Shane doing fantastic, catching up to Websy now as Websy's tyres are starting to fade as Nicholas makes a move down the inside of BJ going into turn 1. Going to try and control the race now, probably for the next 6 to 8 laps before the pit window opens for those hard tyres. I think Shane might have lagged out, maybe, I'm not too sure. To make sure, I've just got a friend request. Let me go and assume that's Zach. Yeah. And I will send you a game invite now, so we can get. I am, mate. Yep. So, say Shane, I think may have lagged out now, which is going to hinder his pace a little bit. But PJ's doing really well here to defend from Fan. Fantastic stuff here by the McLaren, who is setting P4, P5 in the championship. My memory is beginning to fade on that, but it's done so well for this McLaren team, who were really struggling at the beginning of the season. Same with the Williams team, who were really, really shocked about the lack of pace, as a news headline went after Bahrain, saying this is not what we expected from the team nor the car. And all of a sudden, they've really picked up. I think from Monaco onwards, they've done very, very well. Try again, mate. Lovely stuff. And we're just going to get Zach back into the commentary booth. He went for a little bit of a walk. He's back. Just needed to take 5 minutes of air, which you cannot blame. Cannot blame you. It gets quite hot and stuffy in this commentary booth.
Hello
It'd be nice to have the commentator back. It's
I'm back.
Fan. He's had his walk. He's back. He's back from his adventure.
To give Pope
Collecting some debris from the side of the track.
Right. Okay. Hopefully that shouldn't happen again. And the Radio 5 live segment is coming to a brilliant end. So, well done. I think you did quite well there, given you've never done this really by yourself before. So we've sort of eased you in to hopefully be able to take over. Should I ever have to be gone 1 week? And I'm just loading back into the race now, so we'll get going again.
Yeah, that'll be quite the ask. I've only been doing it for not even a year, maybe half a year.
There you go, back again.
Right, constant pull. Here we are. So Nicholas obviously P1 now, just 3 tenths over. Obviously going down the DRS straight, that gap's going to close. Or Websy goes into pits. Lap 30, probably going to strap on those hards to the end of this race as BJ makes a move on Nicholas. Going to try and control the race now.
Oh, Pope, you there?
Look, the pace is equal. This is really, really interesting watch.
Nicholas back around the outside, moves into the top spot once again. So BJ looks to try and get him back. He goes those two on those hard tyres.
Edging, and I have lagged out now.
Oh no, he's lagged out too. This has gone fantastic. This has gone swimmingly well so far. I do say so. myself. So I'll invite you back. About time I return the favour here if I can at all. Well, there is Pope. And I think I'll send you the invite, so you guys let me know if you get that. And we'll continue on with what's going on here. Nicholas still there, has BJ on his tail. Of course, those two are on the hard tyres. We're looking at the majority of drivers coming into the pit soon. Of course, the medium tyre has been the tyre of choice for everyone in the field so far. Grumio back up into P7 now, so he's been on the absolute charge since I've been gone. Che and Dan there as well, all down with a bit of a poor exit, and I think Che ran wide there through Parabolica, so those guys keeping it on the racetrack though, so all good there. Pope, did you get my invite? You all good? Hopefully that went through for him. Off the last corner, and keep my eye on Dan here, who could be trying to go for it. BJ retakes the lead from Nicholas. DRS deployed for the Red Bull. PJ with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there, as Dan takes P5 back from Che. And PJ though with a penalty here. 5 seconds, not at all pleasant. He's way on the hard tyres now. I think we're looking at a one stop for the rest of the race. Webbsy down there in P13 already made his first stop, going to the end I think on those mediums if he can. BJ and Nicholas still nose to tail. Shane about 6 seconds back from these guys. Fan about a second behind in 4th place. Hope you back?
No, it's just kicked me out once again, so we're gonna try one more time.
Alright, I'll give you another invite. There we go, excellent. Invite is there for you once I see you back in the lobby. We'll keep an eye on this race for the lead, which continues on. Of course, BJ still that penalty, so Nicholas is in good position as it stands. Oh, and Shane he's pulled the car. He's retired. The disconnection retired his car. He's saying in Discord he can't drive it, so that's very unfortunate. A day where he's been fantastic, and perhaps looking at a podium thanks to penalties taken away from here as Nicholas retakes the lead from BJ. The Alfa Romeo Mercedes going at it into turn 1. Che with 5 seconds. Courtney Goblin with 5 seconds. Both of them speeding in the pits. So both been caught out. Very unfortunate. Number of drivers being caught out by the pit lane speed limit today. That moves Fan to, so Shane's retirement puts Fan in 3rd place. Up on the podium, and the pit stops move Grumio up into 4th place and JB into 5th. Webbsy now P6, Che emerges P7 behind him, Dan in P8, and it's Courtney Goblin back there, and then PJ now 9th, very close though between him and Dan. Go through turns 1 and 2. Lucky Lambert, they're in 10th, Courtney Goblin 11th, and Ethan now the last corner to check down. 12 runners in this race. We're still keeping an eye on this main race lead. These guys are the closest they've been throughout. Nicholas though pulling away here, about halfway between where he needs to be for DRS. We'll see who comes in first. Looks like Nicholas is coming in this time. He keeps it safe. No penalty for him. That'd be crucial. Of course, BJ has 10 seconds to his name. So I don't remember. I think I wasn't there when he got the other penalty. So I'll look at the race record to see exactly what he did for that. We've got 5 seconds for corner cutting and 5 seconds again for corner cutting. So it hasn't been good for him in terms of penalty today. Pope, any luck? What are we thinking?
Still trying to get myself back into the commentary booth, but my key is now not working. So I'm going to try one more time. And yeah, it's not looking like I'm going to be able to get back into the session, I'm afraid.
Wonderful EA Sports update, destroying their game as usual, in a worse state than it was when they begun. I rather kept the old car, so it meant that we actually got a decent race in. I've sent you another invite, and hopefully that'll work this time. JB emerges on the soft tyres. Got a number of cars choosing to go on soft this last stint, so Fan on fresh softs, Grumio and Courtney and JB. Those are your drivers on that softest compound of tyres. Che really giving Fan the business on the back of that Mercedes as they go through the chicane, and now looking towards the 2 Lesmos. In they come. He's really giving him almost a shove almost as they go through the corner. Lucky Lambert being passed by Courtney Goblin for P9. Of course, Nicholas going to pit, I assume we'll see BJ in shortly. Perhaps trying to go as long as he can before making the switch to soft tyres for the end. Grumio passing PJ Cloud now for P7. So going to Ascari, he's now chasing that pack that will take him to 4th place. Should he get around all of them? Dan in front of him, then Che and Fan. Of course, Che and Dan with penalties, Fan with nothing. Websy and Nicholas both with nothing. Those guys on course to make it to the end here in the podium places. Could be seeing a first win perhaps for Nicholas Mayer. I have to wait and see in that respect. It could be his day, or just his 3rd race in the RDL. It's been unlucky so far, especially with the finishers. Websy in 3rd place. On his own right now. Che in 4th, yellow flag. And that is Jay being slow off the last spot, coming into the pit lane now. Okay, another stop. What's going on for him? Alright, I'm being told that Pope is... we have to call it for his coming to tonight, because that lock change on the door to the place was too much for him. He couldn't try and... he couldn't get in again, so unfortunately that'll be all we hear from him this week, which is obviously more a result of EA doing more damage to their own game than good, which is fantastic. So Pope, I suppose we'll see you next week, mate. I'm unfortunate to lose you at this stage, but thank you though for doing the little radio broadcast towards the mid stage. As Nicholas moving to the lead. Pope, can you still hear me, mate? You still there? Oh, there we go. Alright, so just me in for the remainder of the race. Hopefully I don't get kicked out in the late stage. It's almost like a game of survival, but everyone having issues at some stage. BJ, Grumio going side by side into the Curva Grande. They go. The Alpine around the outside. Those soft tyres are doing wonders for him right now. But BJ also on fresh softs. So it's going to be a close race as these big 3 drivers all try and close down the leaders. Oh, contact! Around goes Dan, and he's been hit by PJ as well. No damage, I don't think, to either one of those 2 cars. They're both lucky to still be in contention. I think PJ may have taken an end plate off. Yes, he has. Dan now down in P10, but no damage done to that Red Bull. And Nicholas now leads by 8 seconds to Websy. Quite fantastically. Websy in 2nd place and Che in 3rd. Nicholas, short of a safety car, looks to be on for the win here, provided he can keep things going these last 9 laps or so. Lap 19 it now begins. Websy's going to have Che and Fan breathing down his neck. Of course, got swallowed up in the last 3 what happened. Of course, swap Fan with BJ. And after the last one went down, Che closing in, but is it going to be enough this time? He's closing all the way. We see how late he can brake. Going to the right-hand side, but keeping it in line this time. As opposed to the last one, you can perhaps try and give him a bit of a tap there and try and switch back over him, but can't quite do the crossover. Fan now right behind them too. Grumio not too far back now. He's only a second back in 5th place. And BJ hunting him as well. As things stand right now, if I have a look at the fastest lap, which belongs to Che right now, that means Fan takes the championship lead, or extends it by 12 points, which puts him in a 39-point lead. BJ was in a good position earlier, but the strategy has not worked for him. He needs to use those soft tyres, get himself back up the order in these last few laps of this Grand Prix. Of course, comes into today 73 points out of the lead. And Mercedes 59 points clear on the constructors. As Che passing Websy and Fan closing in on them both. Could be about to see a very tight fight here as Grumio puts himself back in DRS range, as does BJ. Perhaps a 5-car train, all trailing our race leader Nicholas Mayer, as he starts lap number 20 now. Websy in front of Fan. A side-by-side off Parabolica, and both of them have DRS, and both of them using overtake. Grumio wants to close on these guys if he can. Fan pulls in front of soft tyres, doing him the world of good, and they're both closing on Che here. Hopefully this ends well for everyone in terms of keeping it on the racetrack. Fan breaks early. Websy on his outside in turn 1, and now at turn 2, goes over the curb a bit there, perhaps holds off Grumio and BJ. Fan pulling away. And for the minute, that could put third out of question, as Fan's points lead now extends to 42. Been a very, very close race. We're near the closing stages of this one. Grumio now passing Webbs at the De La Roche chicane, and BJ taking him as well. Double whammy for the Williams driver. Puts himself down now in P6. BJ and Grumio on a simultaneous charge. Fan was down there earlier. He's pushing back through the field now. Che, we're feeling the threat from Fan. And we see Nicholas there, still 8 seconds clear. He's only losing a few tenths each time, so it's not enough for them to catch him at this stage. Fan needs clean air in order to get in front, or in order to close up, rather, to that Alfa Romeo as he starts lap 21 here. Just 6 more laps to go in this thing. 7 laps, sorry. I'll keep an eye on these guys. Che has got Fan bearing down on him. BJ to the inside of Grumio, who backs out of it, strangely enough. Have to set himself up for a crossover on the exit. I mean, get close enough, not going to try it here. Of course, his soft tyre is slightly more warm than BJ's. So the Dutchman will look to try and pull away here as best he can, while his compatriot heads on for victory, unless he can be caught in the last 7 laps, or 6.5 at this point. JB with a penalty now, down there in P12. Had to be that extra stop. And the race has not gone well for the Tifosi. P8 for Lucky Lambert, getting them 4 points on the board right now. It could be P7 and get in front of Lucky Lambert, in front of Cottney Goblin, sorry. Half second between Che and Fan now. BJ 2 seconds back, Grumio closing the gap on him. Lap 22. BJ poor exit there. Fan is bearing down on Che, while Grumio bears on BJ into the first corner, or towards the first corner rather. Grumio quite a way in front, but brakes slightly earlier than BJ does. He almost goes too deep in that first corner. Become very close to contact. Grumio just gets away with it and holds on to that position. Nicholas still on 8.5 second lead, 8.6 now. He's actually gaining time on Che, who's got Fan breathing down his neck in these late stages. Into Scari, the Alfa Romeo driver. It's been fantastic so far. He's now up to 9 seconds. Fan closing the gap. Chances I won't go for it here, looking to try and set himself up for the main straight. He can keep himself close enough. BJ got a bit too deep there through Ascari, losing a tenth or two to Grumio, who will now set his sights firmly on the 2 cars in front of him. Of course, he's looking at a podium right now thanks to Che's 5 seconds. Fan looking at 2nd place right now. Towards turn 1 once again, lap 23 now. Fan on the right hand side getting in front. Grumio no DRS just yet, but he's got BJ closing on him. He goes to the inside at turn 1, but Grumio backs out of it here. Into the corner they go. Fan now of 2nd place. BJ now with 4th. That's extra points for Mercedes, but Grumio comes back around the outside. Couldn't quite do it that time. Grumio stays in front. These two need to work together and always try and close up to the cars in front. And Nicholas under no threat. It looks as though an Italian team is still going to win here at Monza in these late stages. Unless something goes wrong for the rookie and just his 3rd RDL start of these next 4 laps. BJ back in front of Grumio here towards the come through Ascari. Fan has got Che bearing down on him. Once again, these two going back and forth between being the hunter and being the hunted. And Che is in prime position to set himself up for this main straight. The Fan with a better exit. He's got a full tank of ERS though. He can use all of that if he wants to. ERS deployed once again. It's very close to the championship leader. He's going to pull to the right hand side. He's not going for it yet. Breaks early. Oh, contact! And around goes Fan, and Chase takes Che with him. Big contact, and Fan out the race. He's been crashed into. He's been shunted by his teammate who had nowhere to go. Che with a penalty for a collision with Websy as well. Beat and Fan out of the race here with just 4 laps to go. Che now down in P7. Grimio running third. BJ in second place. Looks to be on for a podium finish. Websy so far back. Has Websy got... Websy still has both his end plates on his car. An awful collision there. Chase, so he's got a puncture perhaps? No, he's okay. Get himself going again. But result thrown down out the window here. 3 laps for Nicholas Meyer to hang on. Aware perhaps the chaos has gone on behind him? Not sure. BJ now in second place. But chances are Grimmy will be fighting him for the second spot on the rostrum. Not long to go now. Getting towards the last few laps. The situation's improved. Websy's now back up to P4. He's got Lucky Lambert, his own teammate Courtney Goblin going for him. The Williams nipping in front of the Ferrari at turn 1. Through Kowagono they come. Che with a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. He's going to call it there. So Che out the race then. Big chaos. And now just 10 runners left. When JB crosses the line, that'll be 10 cars. They're still running in the top 10, still with a chance. Or guaranteed points provided they see the checkered flag. Nicholas now 13 seconds to the good. He's been absolutely fantastic since that in the second stint in particular. Is what's winning in this race right now. JB there in P10. Chase car stopped there. And I hope that it will despawn before the rest of the field comes back round, because I know that Grumio gets close enough. Want to go for a move. He's not close enough this time with DRS. Over a second back. They're going to keep away. That's the racetrack. Chain now despawn and go wherever they want. All okay there. Lucky Lambert right on the back of Courtney Goblin here. The Ferrari and the Williams once again going at it. DRS deployed here with 2 laps to go. They're side by side, wheel to wheel towards turn 1. Lucky tucks in front. Going into the corner. Courtney back into line behind. Oh, very close. They're going to make contact for a second there. Both of them keeping their cool, keeping their heads. They're on course for big points here. They're looking at 10 points to whoever comes out on top. It will be Lucky in terms of finish it because of Courtney Goblin's 11 seconds. Chances are we'll see him down in P8 at the end of the day. And right now, Bruno still on for P2. Websy though, not on for P3. So BJ finished there. Nicholas Meyer out for Ascari. Coming towards the final lap. It's got JB there, right in front. And this is it. In just his 3rd Racers Driving League start, Nicholas Meyer starts the last lap. Behind him, BJ, his closest competitor, with no end plate on that Mercedes. He's got damage. But he's nursing at home here. He's got 1 more lap to hang on before he can take 2nd place. Or 3rd place rather, thanks to Grimio's, or thanks to his penalty. But Meyer is through turn 1. He's on course to see the checkered flag. Provided that nothing goes wrong in these final 2/3 of the lap. JB, if Nicholas catches him, will have to move out of the way. I get a feeling he might catch him. He may get DRS from him if he's lucky. Picking over Lucky Lambert, nipping back in front of Courtney Goblin. It looks like the battle for P5 is set. And it looks like we'll see Courtney Goblin finishing down in P8 here with Dan and Ethan back there. JB moves over for Nicholas Meyer, who comes towards Ascari for the final time. And it will be a Ferrari following another Italian manufacturer home. Alfa Romeo looking for the win at Monza. For what I believe is their first win all season long. It was consistency that kept TJ in the title fight, and his replacement has taken over that car, and he's in fine form. He's going to come through to claim a win for the first time in the Racers Driving League. Nicholas Mayer wins here at Monza. JB crosses the line a lap down in 10th place. BJ will finish in second on the road and third in the final honour, thanks to that 5 seconds. But it's been a solid race for him. And Grimio will finish in second place. Good to see the champion back in fine form, coming back from that crash on the first lap to finish in second place. BJ third, Websy home in fourth. Lucky Lambert swaps fifth in the last lap. Courtney Goblin in sixth place. With P7 and P8 from Ethan P6. Dan P7, Courtney P8. PJ Khaled will be the last car round in P9. But the first win for Nicholas Mayer, who had it all his own way in the second half of this race. In a race full of crashes, disconnections, and just all around chaos. Even for us in the commentary booth, he was able to emerge on top for the first time. Very Vettel-esque win. I'm sure gets talked to him in a few minutes or so about what was a brilliant race. And just his third start in the Racers Driving League, it can't be forgotten there. He's done absolutely fantastic today. A very, very good race indeed. So there is the Dutch flag for Nicholas Mayer, who wins it. 2 Dutch drivers on the podium today. Him and BJ as well. Good race for those two. But I'm sure that they would have rather it happened last week. But it's better late than never for our newest RDL race winner, Nicholas Mayer. Fantastic all around. There's your final results then. Nicholas wins it with Grimio in second and BJ third, Websy home in fourth, Lucky Lambert in fifth, Ethan sixth, Dan seventh, Courtney Goblin eighth, PJ Khaled in ninth, and JB takes the final point on offer. Your 5 retirees, Che, Fan, Shane, Imri, and Zach Sherman, of course, retired on the first lap. And that's your race. It was a very exciting one. We've been all over today. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And we get post-race interviews started shortly. And we have our first place finisher for the first time in this league now in the commentary box. Nicholas Mayer, congratulations. You are an RDL race winner in just your 3rd start. How does it feel?
Amazing. That last stint was something else. The car was on rails and I'm sweating a bit, so... Wow, yeah. Zandvoort was already a good opportunity to maybe get the race win, but this now was so... something else. I have no words for that. I did get a bit lucky that we had a little incident when we drove with 4 cars in the front, but yeah, the call was right to go earlier.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you've made the right choice. Of course, the decision on tyres paid off as well. The strategy was fantastic for you there. So, all in all, an otherworldly drive. Were you aware of the chaos that was going on behind you?
Yes, I misbraked me several times into turn 1 because I checked the gap and saw in the lap 25 or something that Che and Fan collided. So I was so happy because Grumio was very quick on the softs, but the softs were already going in. So I am very lucky that they did not go on the mediums.
Definitely, they may have been a bit closer, but I think you did have it in the bag in that second half. I mean, the strategy worked to perfection. Can you talk me through that?
Yes, so at the beginning I was a bit worried because Websy did a very brave call to go on the soft, and he was very quick. But I soon found out that my tire wear was brilliant, even though my tires were nearly done. My hards had 45% at the end and still drove only 1 second off my best lap, so that was as well pretty good.
Definitely. Of course, the second half of the race was a bit quiet for you. Wasn't very much going on. You had about an 8-second lead for the majority of that. Did that get boring at all, or were we sort of anticipating the checkered flag?
But I don't think it was boring at all because I was just sweating and hoping that the race laps go down quicker. So as more laps have come down, as sweaty I get, and the brake bias was a problem for me because sometimes it changed to 70%, so I had any more lockups.
Alright, fair enough then. Last question for you. Looking ahead to next week's race, which will be the Singapore Grand Prix on the 23rd. Are we looking at race win number 2? And another question there being, is this the first win of perhaps many in this league?
Yes, it's my first win at all in league racing, so it's
really?
very
Wow.
special for me. Yes,
Congratulations.
I haven't won something before. Yeah, thank you. Now, Singapore, tricky track, but now with the changes, I think more opportunities to overtake the cars, especially guys that drive on higher wings. So I'm looking forward to it. Maybe a podium, but a race one's gonna be difficult because Grumio, Fan, everyone, even when Sniper is racing, these guys are just something else as well. So it's gonna be a tough one.
I mean, you've arrived after 3 races and you've won a Grand Prix, so you've clearly settled in quite quickly. I mean, yeah, you think you're going to see a bit of a future in this league, perhaps?
Definitely, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's a very, very great opportunity to race here.
Definitely, we do have a lot of fun here, especially in the last few seasons. So congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll see you back here at some point over the rest of the season. But congratulations, you can go and enjoy the win and figure out what you do when you win a Grand Prix. So have fun with that.
Thank you. Well, I'm just gonna get me a drink because my voice is gone.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll have that sometimes myself. I've got water next to me. But yeah, so yeah, we'll let you go. You enjoy the rest of the evening. Perhaps we'll see you next week.
You too. See you next week.
Thank you very much. So that'll be it from us. No one else showing up for an interview, unfortunately. But that's okay. We've got in from the winner. And it was an entertaining race. I mean, we've been a bit all over today. Of course, had to quite a few disconnections. Pope did his little audio-only broadcast before getting disconnected himself. So apologies he couldn't make it to the end there. I think we still sort of blame EA for the sports update ruining themselves again. It's been absolutely awful on their behalf. I'll assume it was the servers perhaps struggling. But regardless, we're looking forward to Singapore, which will be the 23rd of October, same time, same place next week. So I hope you guys look forward to that. And until the next stream, well, you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.